Hello fellow YouTubers, I'm Cassandra Joy and welcome to Vlogmas Day 10. I looked out my window and it was all foggy. So I decided to come outside and check it out for myself. And it just looks so cool. Fog is one of my favorite elements, not to drive in, but just to observe and experience. It just makes everything look misty and moody and magical. Surprisingly not that chilly out. I mean, I definitely need long sleeves, but I'm not chattering my teeth or anything. This is kind of nice. It feels more like the start of fall than the start of winter. And I'm glad we're getting a variety of weather conditions. We're not jumping straight into frigid cold. We're sort of hopping back and forth between the two. That slow transition of season helps me come to terms with winter a little easier. Just look how pretty it is. All that mist. I would love to stay out here and just do this all day. Listen to the birds, watch the mist roll by. But I've got work to do and 2 meetings to attend. So I've got to do something about this face. I've decided to wear my Madewell cardigan that I got from ThredUp. It is so soft. It's basically like a blanket with sleeves. I think cardigans are gonna be my fashion choice of the season because they're just so cozy. I've been advised to start eating 3 eggs first thing in the morning. So I'm gonna make some of those, scramble them up, and then add some rice into it. That tends to keep me full longer, but I can't have rice by itself because my blood sugar will just go whoop. So balancing it with a good healthy dose of protein makes rice a good thing instead of an evil thing. I know I'm supposed to do this with a skillet, but I didn't have a chance to wash my skillet, so we're using a pot instead. So I just got a notification that packages arrived and I thought it would be really fun to open them together. Mostly because I kind of forget what's in them. Oh yeah, I ordered some oat milk dark Lindor chocolates. These are so good and there are not enough in the packet. Let me just tell you, it stops at about here. There's so much more room, but that's just me. That's just my opinion. Just in case you were kind of hesitant about the oat milk part, I will say, having tasted both of them, the oat milk doesn't taste any different than the normal regular Lindor chocolates. It's still irresistibly smooth. It's still the yummiest truffle you've ever tasted. So good. Oh, this wasn't supposed to arrive until next week. Yay, my Gray Bandit order came. This is a bunch of sweaters that I ordered. They were having a sale on them, which is the only way I could afford them. The one I wore on Thanksgiving is also Gray Bandit, and I fell so in love with that one. It was so cozy, so soft. I had to get a few more. I'm gonna open these just to give you a sneak peek, but I'm gonna do an actual try-on haul in a different Vlogmas. The first one is this really cute green. Oh, first we've got a beautiful emerald green sweater. It looks so cozy. Looks a bit oversized, a little bit boxy. Love that. Love the little sleeves. I like how the hem is way lower, so it kind of sits like that. Next is this color, a really pretty deep maroon color. This seems to be my color for fall and winter. I keep gravitating to it. It's just this plum red. And I think it really flatters me. I liked this design because just like the one I wore on Thanksgiving, it has a zip that goes down and makes a V. Seems to be really flattering on me. At least I feel really good in that style. So I got one of these to try. Last one. This one felt like a 70s, 80s dream. Look at that color palette. But these are so cute. I can't wait to try them on. Actually, come to think of it, I have a girls' dinner coming up tomorrow, and I was already kind of debating what I wanted to wear, but I've already worn all of my newer stuff a lot. So maybe I'll pick one of the new sweaters to wear tomorrow. Let me know in the comments which sweater would you vote for me to wear? The green, the maroon, or the retro one? I washed all my Christmas mugs and decided to go with my Starbucks one this time. I think this might be the first time I've used it. I found a cute little container that I can put all my pods in. It works perfect. Hello, loves. The day took a turn. Sometimes on my lunch break, I'll watch creators either on YouTube, Instagram, or TikTok. And usually when I watch creators, I'll see what I can glean from what they're doing that is successful and try to implement it or tweak my own things to make what I make that much better. And normally that's fine. But more and more often, I'm coming across creators who don't tell stories very well in the way they film. Either their clips are super choppy, everything seems a little disjointed, or their filming is subpar. I'm talking seasick inducing. And yet those are the people who have hundreds of thousands of followers. And as someone who's been doing YouTube for 10 years, looking at other creators who have been doing it for 10 years or less and seeing them in the hundreds of thousands or in the millions is really frustrating and defeating sometimes. Honest talk, I've been doing YouTube for 10 years. 11, I think now, come January. And I have less than 5,000 subscribers to show for it. Now, before I go any further, I don't want to diminish any of you because honestly, I don't think value should be in subscribers. I think value should be in the community you cultivate and in the amount of people who show up to your little corner of the internet. That's what matters. Cultivating an online family is what's important. But unfortunately, if you want to work with brands, if you want to be seen as enticing to other companies, if you want this to be a side hustle, if you want this to be lucrative in any way, you unfortunately have to have the subscriber count. At the very least, you have to be monetized on YouTube. And after almost 11 years, I am still not monetized. And I can go into the specifics of what you need to be monetized another time, but it just gets frustrating seeing other people who have been doing YouTube as long as you have be so much farther ahead in their online career than you, or even worse, looking at people who have been on YouTube for so much less time and they've grossly surpassed you. That gets real defeating real fast. Some of you may not know this, but I don't earn a penny from YouTube. Yes, I have ads on my video, but YouTube puts them there and they earn all of the revenue from you guys watching. I don't earn anything. And even if I was monetized and I did earn an income through views, it wouldn't be very much. Which is why content creators collaborate with brands, because the brands pay the creator a fair amount of money depending on their audience size. But unfortunately, brands don't look at your community and think how valuable. They look at your subscriber count and think, ooh, I could make money off of you. It's all a marketing thing, which I totally get, being in marketing myself. Fun fact, the brand I work for gets collaboration requests all the time. But for us to even look at this creator, they have to have at minimum 10,000 subscribers. And even then it's iffy if we offer them anything or reach out. From a purely business marketing standpoint, the people that catch our eye, as in we would reach out asking if they would like to work with us, they have to have at least 100,000 subscribers or more. Anything under that, we often don't reach out. And from a marketing standpoint, I totally understand that. You want to make sure what you're giving or paying has a good return on investment. You want to be able to make that money back and make a profit. And you often don't make a profit with smaller creators. I know a lot of people online say small creators are the way to go. Brands are looking at small creators more and more all the time. From where I'm standing or sitting, that just doesn't seem to be true. And as much as I understand from a marketing perspective why a higher subscriber count is important, as a small creator, that really bites. It feels super defeating. Now, I do YouTube because it's fun. I do it because it's a wonderful creative outlet that I have enjoyed, and if I didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't be doing it. But at some point you hope that it will become a lucrative side thing. You know, you'd like to earn something for your efforts, but after 10 years and not even being monetized, it seems like that dream may never happen. That doesn't even matter to me. Most of the time I'm just having fun, and that's enough. But days like today, where the perfect storm was concocted between this, that, and the other thing, it just feels rotten. So I've had a nice little cry for myself on my lunch break. And normally I wouldn't share any of that because I don't like to bring the mood down. I want everyone here to have a good time and to feel better than they did when they arrived. But doing Vlogmas, you get my day-to-day. And the honest truth is sometimes my moods are not always happy. I get defeated and disappointed and feel crummy just like everyone else. Anyway, I won't keep going on. I wish I could finish this out with this golden nugget of advice, something to encourage any of you who are also small creators struggling to grow. And I just don't have anything. Believe me, if I had any wisdom to share, I would be sharing it so that everybody could benefit. I don't know what the magic sauce is, and I've done plenty of research on it. But what I do know is that I have a pretty awesome community here on YouTube. And even though the numbers sometimes get me down, the fact that you choose to hang out with me on a weekly basis, in the case of this month on a daily basis, that means more to me than I could ever express. I truly consider this community to be a little online family. So thank you for showing up to my little corner of the internet consistently. It means a lot. Okay, we're gonna turn this day around. We are not going to wallow as much as I would love that. I'm thinking, as much as I'd love to leave the house, today I think the better option would be to dig out some Christmas decor and finish decorating my living room. Looking across right now at fall decor, which is a crying shame at this point in December. So after work, we're gonna fix that. We're gonna set the mood, we're gonna play Christmas music, we're gonna just have a grand old time and see if we can't kick this crummy, defeated mood to the curb. Okay, so I've done a little bit of decorating. Let me walk you through it. I think I did this a couple years ago where I put the nativity scene across my TV stand, and I really liked that, so I did it again this year. Some of you may not know this, but the wise men were not actually there for Jesus's birth. They actually showed up when Jesus was a toddler. The only people that were there at the birth of Jesus were the shepherds. and the animals. I really liked how the top of my TV had something on it for fall, so I wanted to figure out something. These were actually white pumpkins I used during fall in my office, but I thought they could double as snowballs. So I've combined that with some cute little stars, and hopefully that won't block my view of the TV and what I'm watching too much. I have a tiny little wreath up here that I put in place of my fall one. It's a little small. I'll zoom out for you. It's a little small. I really should have a bigger one. Maybe I can keep an eye out for one in future Sip and Thrifts. I also need something to go here. This looks really empty now that I've taken away that cute quilt decoration. And somehow it eluded me. I thought I had a Christmas blanket. I could have sworn I thrifted one, but I think I donated it. I think I decluttered it, so I don't have a blanket for my reading chair, which is a problem. So I'm also gonna have to keep an eye out for that because Cuffy needs to stay warm. I did, however, pick out this blanket. I dug it out of storage and I think that'll look cute. It complements the red really nicely. And then this little pillow, I think I'm gonna put on my reading chair. It says, "Dear Santa, I can explain." And it says, "Santa Claus, North Pole, Arctic Circle." And then on the back, you have a little pocket where you can put your letters to Santa. I think that's so cute. So I'm gonna put that on my reading chair. So before I drag this downstairs, everyone say hello to my tree. This has been my tree since before college, which I'm not gonna do the math for you, but it's a long time. It used to be white, and on camera it probably still looks white, but in real life there are a lot of areas that don't look white anymore, to the point where it definitely doesn't look like it's on purpose. It's lived a good life, it's lost many needles, and it's just time for it to retire. I've bought a new pre-lit tree that'll be here later in the month. So to make room for all of my fall things, I took my tree out. So everybody say goodbye. Everybody congratulate it on living a very full and wonderful magical life. Now it gets to retire after a life well lived. And now I have a huge mess that I have to clean up. That's the one downside of having decor and switching it out through the seasons. It's always fun to put it up. It's never as fun to clean up. And then I'm gonna figure out what I wanna do for dinner. I genuinely have no idea. I'm not even hungry for anything specific, but I do have some ham in there. I may figure out how to cook it. I usually just eat it cold, but I really like it when it's hot. I've just never had the opportunity to cook ham myself. See if I can finagle something. So I ended up going with some chicken tacos. The recipe is super easy. You just take chicken, some mild salsa from Fody Foods, just 1 jar, and then 3 tablespoons of Fody Foods taco seasoning. And the reason I use that brand is because it's all garlic free. It is my new favorite meal. It's so easy. You just put it all in a crock pot, let it sit for 6 hours, and then you have a meal for multiple days. And while I eat, I'm gonna watch my friend Monica's new Vlogmas episode. Support your friends, guys. It's free. Just get everything ready, and then of course later today it'll be party time. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop to it because we have a good bit of stuff to get done today. Right. Got my cozies on, got my question prepped, and yes, I am talking in an English accent because I just finished watching a Zoe Sugg Vlogmas. I almost said a British accent, but the R's I find really hard to do. Not as in, are you okay, but as in British or bright. Saying the word just on its own is fine, but putting it into a sentence, my tongue gets all tangled. I don't know, like, it doesn't work. Do you know, I've had the thought more than once to start a brand new channel, not share my name, use a fake one, and talk in an English accent. I'll never do it, but just as an experiment, I have that what if in my mind often. Plus there would definitely be a point where someone would catch me out. I would say a word wrong, or say it too American, or say it way too English. My posh accent would bleed into my London accent and it just wouldn't work. I would be found out eventually, but it would be fun to try. All right, American accent fully reinstated. Hope you enjoyed that. Fun fact, I have loved talking in a British accent since I was very young. We had these audiobooks on cassette tape that played out the Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. They were 4 cassette tapes front and back, and I kid you not, I memorized the first cassette tape front and back. And it was the kind of audio tape that had different actors assigned to different characters, so it wasn't just one person reading the book. It was like watching a movie with your eyes closed. Sound effects, everything. And that is how I learned to talk in a British accent. It's my favorite party trick to pull out. No, but really, if you are in fact from England or know the accent very well, I would love to know, how did I do? Was I convincing? Was I awful? What could I improve on? Give me notes. I would love to know. All right, where's my phone? Let's do this question. Ooh, here's a good one. What is your favorite family Christmas tradition? We could be here for an hour, genuinely, talking about the traditions my brother and I grew up with. Ah, my battery's dying. Hold on. There, battery's all back in order. When I was young, I didn't like reading Luke chapter 2, which is the story of Jesus's birth, before opening presents. That was something my parents implemented. Either we read from the actual Bible or we watched this cartoon Bible story that basically told the same thing. The birth of Jesus, all of the chaos and wonder and history surrounding that. As a grown-up, I so appreciate that they made that a priority and started the morning out with the true reason for the season. I wasn't very patient, and I saw the presents under the tree, and I was eager to find out what was inside them. I already knew the story of Jesus' birth. I didn't feel like I needed a refresh. But from where I'm sitting now, I'm really glad my parents insisted. As far as my favorite Christmas tradition, we always watched Christmas movies leading up to Christmas. I think the ones we watched the most growing up were White Christmas, Babes in Toyland. I think there was a Precious Moments cartoon about a little angel. I think he needed to get his wings somehow. Had something to do with a girl named Holly? It's been a while since I've watched that. Movies leading up to Christmas were very much a big tradition in our family, and to this day, we still watch quite a few of them. Another tradition that we always did growing up is we would go to Hallmark or Kohl's or places that sold ornaments, and my brother and I would pick out one ornament for the year. And this happened every year. So if you were to look at my box of childhood ornaments, you would see progressively year after year what I was interested in. Most of my childhood ones were puppies and horses. As we got older, my parents started picking out ornaments for us as a gift because we were old enough to where we could buy our own ornaments. So my parents got me a car key one that had a picture of me with my first car, Juniper. May she rest in pieces. Oh, a couple years ago, I love this ornament. My parents got me a little miniature of me. It's a cartoonified me holding a phone up like I'm taking a selfie or a video because I'm always filming. That is probably one of my top favorite ornaments of all time. But honestly, it's just so fun to look back on the memories. I guess this counts as a family tradition. It was never on Christmas Day, but at some point in December, we would all, cousins, aunts and uncles included, go to my grandparents' house. We would have Christmas down in the basement. They had this huge tree full of all these now vintage ornaments, some of which I think we've circulated throughout the family. I think I have a few of them. The carpet was this orange and brown shag. Now I think most people would say, oh, that's awful, but it was super cozy and it made the basement inviting. We'd all sit around the tree and grandma would pass out gifts based on each person. And she was the kind of person who really cultivated a present. She thought about the person's likes. She thought about the person's favorite color. She was just so good at that. I'm sure grandpa was involved in some way, probably mostly moral support than the actual shopping for the gift. But you know, moral support's important. Honestly, I could go on and on about the traditions we had for Christmas growing up. There are just so many fond memories wrapped up in my childhood. And the older I get, the more I realize how magical I had it. My childhood was nothing but beautiful, full of imagination and support, love and magic. And the older I get, the more and more grateful for that I become. But enough about me. I would love to hear your favorite Christmas traditions, either the ones that you do now or the ones that you grew up with. And I mean it when I say I want to know. Not just because I want to get to know you better, but honestly, I kind of want to steal all your good ideas. Just being honest. I cannot believe we have done Vlogmas for over a week. We haven't skipped a day. We haven't had any catastrophes. I know today was a little bit wobbly mood-wise, but honestly, it's been wonderful. And I'm so glad you all are enjoying Vlogmas. Thank you for letting me know in the comments every time how you're finding it and what parts of the vlog you liked best. This would not be near as fun if you guys weren't involved. Genuinely. Sometimes it feels like you're posting things and sending it out into the internet void, but when you have people on the other end cheering you on or laughing alongside you or commiserating in a me too kind of way, it just makes the whole experience wonderful. Makes doing challenges like this, makes posting on YouTube so immensely worth it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you're new and haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you never miss a future video from me. My upload times are a little bit all over the place. Sometimes it's early in the evening, sometimes it's past midnight. Definitely turning on notifications will help you make sure you don't miss out on any new Vlogmas episodes. Thanks for sticking around to the end, and I will see you tomorrow. Love you guys. Mwah. Bye.